Hi, this is Jason Hoppin. I'm the Communications Manager for the County of Santa Cruz, and today I'm going to walk you through a little bit about how our debris flow evacuation map works. First thing you do is just go to the community.zonehaven.com site, and that's a short URL that will take you to this GIS site that you are probably familiar with if you lived through the CZU Lightning Complex fires. So what you see here is that original fire evacuation map. There's still some remaining advisories having to do with water up here in this red area's big basin, which still is under an evacuation order. So just scroll down to the second map and you're going to look for the blue map. This is our debris flow evacuation map, and what we've done is a risk-based analysis of the debris flow risk in the burn scar area. So this black perimeter is the perimeter of the fire. This yellow is the county. And these are the debris flow evacuation zones. They are derivatives of the original fire evacuation zones, but our geologists have gone up into the area of the fire and assessed the risk to people and property that remain up in that area. And you can see that a lot of the risk is still actually outside of the fire zone. So we want you to be aware of that, especially if you live in the San Lorenzo Valley on the western side of Highway 9. It's really important that you be aware of this and take a look at some of the risks that may be coming this winter. And these are the Swanton Road properties over here, and you see a little bit of a debris flow risk area up in the northwest corner of the county. The entire fire zone is at an elevated risk for some sort of geological hazard because of the burn scar in that area. So what happens is when it rains after a big fire like this, the ground no longer has the capability of absorbing water. The vegetation has been stripped, the roots that hold the soil in place have been burned, the ash has clogged up the pores in the soil and made it less permeable so that you can get a pretty significant mud flow / debris flow event with a little bit of water. And the number that we're looking at is roughly about a ½ inch within 30 minutes, which is, of course, something that happens frequently in this part of the county. So what you're going to do is you're going to look for this little search tool right there, and you're going to look up your address. And once you type in your address, just hit return and it will zoom in on your property. So we're going to start here with 400 West Lomond. That is actually Boulder Creek Elementary School. You'll see it'll zoom you way in. So that is in a debris flow evacuation zone. If you zoom out, you can see the zone that you're in. It's right here, BOU E009. There's a lot of evacuation zones around here that are likely not to be evacuated. These light blue areas also not likely to be evacuated. That's for a couple reasons. We went in and looked at the structures that remain there, and they are either destroyed or they are at higher points on the topography, and so not likely to be hit by one of these debris flows, which really do flow downhill. However, we do not want you, and we want you to know that you may be at risk if you move in temporary structures like RVs or trailers to live there. Without the county's knowledge, you're really putting yourself at risk because we don't know you're there, and you should really have a geologist look at your property before you go back. That's one of the things we want to make sure that you do. So just know your zone. What you want to do is sign up for Code Red alerts. Just text SCR 911 to 99411, and that will take you to our regional 911 center's alert page, where you can just enter your information and make sure you're signed up for emergency alerts. You can also download the app for your smartphone, but we want you to do that. We will try to reach you whatever way we can. If we do have a weather event coming in, we'll probably give you 48 hours notice, just to put you on alert. And if we do need to do an evacuation, that will come 24 hours before the weather. And then, of course, in the last 12 hours, our public safety personnel will start going door to door and make sure people get out. We do want, because these evacuation zones have been analyzed not only for the likelihood of the properties being impacted, but also any impacts to the access to the egress and ingress on those roads within those zones. Even if you're at a higher point, if you're not down in a stream channel or at the bottom of a hill, for example, we do want you to evacuate because you could get cut off, and depending on the circumstances, we may not be able to rescue you. So you could be without utilities for days or weeks even. There was a big event in 2018, about a month after the Thomas fires in Santa Barbara County. They had a big debris flow event. The Thomas fire only killed 2 people. We were fortunate. This fire has only led to 1 death. But the debris flow event that followed the fire killed 23 people. And it was several weeks before a lot of them who did get out were able to go back home. So we just want you to be aware that the debris flow event can actually be more destructive than the fire itself, as destructive as the fire was. And as crazy as that sounds, it is true that these can be very dangerous. If you do get an evacuation order, you will have time to leave. These will be coming a day before the weather event, so we don't want people to panic. You just follow a safe evacuation route. We will have evacuation points and evacuation centers to collect people in the event of a debris flow event, but we really do want you to make a plan beforehand. If you have friends or family that you can stay with, that you're comfortable with, it's more comfortable for you to stay with them probably than a congregate setting, a shelter type situation, which are going to be limited because of COVID. So try to identify some place that you might go if you need to stay somewhere for a couple days, and you will have plenty of time to get out. You should make a plan, however, and also if you do need to help making a plan, there's a lot of great resources out there. Readyforwildfire.org is one of them, and that is a CAL FIRE website, as you can see that right here. Just readyforwildfire.org, and there's a nice tab here that's called Prepare for Wildfire. It's a Ready, Set, Go tab is a great place to go to, and it gives you a lot of advice and instructions on how to prepare for evacuations. This is for fires, but it does have a lot of great information for any type of evacuation. So we do want you to be aware of that. We are going to be a little bit aggressive with our evacuations until we understand how the ground is interacting with any kind of rain event better. We're going to err on the side of caution, and that means that you may have to evacuate more than once in the upcoming winter. And we just want you to know that and try to be patient with us. We'll try our best to make these as painless as possible, but this is a serious threat that we want you to take seriously as well.